everyone, I'm Dr. Katie Benson and welcome to my kitchen and another episode of Just What the Doctor Ordered. Today I'm going to show you how to make an amazing fall harvest soup that's actually loaded with some great superfoods like kale, garlic, rosemary, carrots. And so starting off with the soup, I'm going to use my chicken broth that I made from last recipe, which is just a free-range chicken, pasture-raised, just the bones. And I just boiled it for about 8 hours with some celery, some carrots, and some salt and pepper, and garlic, and just made a good chicken broth. And so, and then that's in the pan. It's about halfway full with the chicken stock, and then I just filled the rest up with water. And so to that, I'm gonna actually add back about 2.5 cups of that chicken meat that we pulled right from the free-range chicken. And so it's just, pulled off. It doesn't have to be diced, very neat. And so you're just gonna add that into your chicken here, stock. That's about 2.5 cups to 3 cups of that. Next, we're gonna add in some great northern beans. And these are white beans, and I get this kind of brand because it's Garden of Eden, which has BPA-free lining, so no chemicals in the can. So just one 15-ounce can of the white beans right into the broth there. Perfect. And then our next thing, we're gonna do 2 cups of carrots, just sliced carrots right into there. Organic carrots, so you're getting, great vitamins, great minerals from your carrots. 2 cups of the carrots. And then our next ingredient is gonna be celery. Just about 1 cup of, coarsely chopped celery added right into that broth mixture too. And then our last 2 major ingredients, one is gonna be shiitake mushrooms. Shiitake mushrooms actually are really high in vitamin D, which is great for this time of year when we're not having a ton of sunshine. You can get lots of vitamin D from the foods that you're eating. So I'm just gonna chop these longwise here just to give it a good texture. I'd say we've got roughly about 1 cup to 1.5 cups of the shiitake mushrooms right on in there. Perfect. And then our next ingredient is kale. And I know a lot of people aren't really familiar with cooking with kale, and this is a great way to use it is in soups. And kale is actually one of your most nutrient-dense foods. It ranks 1,000 on the nutrient scale, and that's one of the highest. It's kale and collard greens are the top 2. And so kale is great in soups. It cooks down. It can be kind of, hearty, but when soups, it actually, gets nice and tender and it adds great flavor. And so your kale at the store, you're gonna buy it, it's gonna look like this. And you just get a whole big bundle of it. I'm gonna put 2 bundles in the soup. It cooks down nicely. And you just wanna make sure that you chop off the stems. Those are the rough parts, so I just kind of chop and discard those. And then I just roughly cut the rest of the kale. This is my favorite way to use kale. I'll also put it in smoothies too, but it is amazing in soups. And so you just add that right into the pot. Don't be afraid to push it down. Like I said, it's gonna cook down in there too. Good. And now the last thing we're gonna do is flavor the soup. Well, how I'm gonna flavor it, I'm gonna put 2 cloves of garlic in it. So we're just gonna mash up the garlic here. Always great to use fresh garlic. It's antiviral, antibacterial, great for your immune system. And so as much garlic as you can put in your foods, that's awesome. So just chop that pretty fine here. And then the next thing we're gonna do after the garlic is gonna be rosemary. And I'm also gonna do some fresh rosemary right into the soup. And so rosemary here, great herb, also a lot of great health benefits to rosemary. And so you're just gonna kind of get that chopped up nice. And I'd say that's probably about a tablespoon of the fresh rosemary into the soup. It smells so good. And then the last thing we're gonna add is our other seasoning. I'm gonna do about a teaspoon of oregano right in there. A teaspoon of Celtic sea salt. And you can salt to taste, you may need to do more salt than that. I'm gonna probably do about 1.5 teaspoons, just depending on how much you put in your chicken broth to begin with. And this is optional. I always like my soups to have a little bit of heat to them to spice. And so I just put about a teaspoon of the red chili flakes too in there. And I'll just finish it off with some salt. And then you pretty much just want to cook this, pepper, but you pretty much just want to cook this until the carrots are tender, and you know, that may be about 20-30 minutes. And it's an amazing soup. It keeps well in the refrigerator, and it's loaded with great nutrients too. So we're just going to go ahead and give that a stir. Wonderful, and it's a great way to get your greens in, you know, in the soup. So I hope you guys enjoy this great fall harvest soup. And just make sure too, you can always check out our website, www.maximizelivingnbenson.com, and you can get great recipes on our website. It's updated, and also you can get plugged into our weekly health newsletter, where we'll send you links about our latest recipes too. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great day.